So I wrote this a while back. I've seen a lot in my time. One of the biggest things is behaving with integrity, especially if you're in a marriage. And I'm seeing a lot of stuff nowadays which talks about not really having integrity for the relationship, and especially when it gets to marriage. Some people are put off completely, others are just going through the motions. And for me to have a successful marriage, it doesn't mean it's easy, but what it does mean is that there's certain things that you've got to maintain. And as a man, that's what I choose to do, and for my wife, she's done the same. So I believe there's some credit that has to be given in that sense. I wrote this poem a few years ago, and it was mainly based on disappointment of what I was seeing in the relationships around me at the time, and having some integrity in the relationship. So if you say you want to do something, whether you're an athlete, you have to behave like an athlete. If you're in a relationship, you've got to behave like you value the relationship. No matter what it is, if you're a parent, you have to put the time and effort in. And it doesn't mean you're perfect, it just means you're putting time and effort into something. But all too often, we lack integrity, especially in our relationships. So I wrote this one, and it's called Shut Your Mouth. Shut your mouth talking about love. Your actions show nothing of the term I mention above. Speak in one way, act in another. Acting a disgrace to your mother and your father. Thinking you're not selfish when really you are. Only ever thinking about you, especially in clubs and bars. Oh look, a pretty woman, I'll have that, you say, whilst your wife is at home as you play away, having to live your life under shadows and lies. Then it all comes out, then tell me who hurts, tell me who cries. It won't hurt you as much as it hurts them. But as you try to salvage what you have broke, you'll claim to love them once again. But actions mean more than any word you speak, so don't pretend you love when your needs are all you seek. If you can forget your wife and children at the sight of cleavage and heels, you're a weak and selfish man. Go find yourself some steel. Steel is strong, and that's the least your love should be. It should be even stronger when it comes to loving your family. Realize this before hurting the ones you claim to love. Put your family first, raise them above. Like Jesus did for us, he put us before him. If we follow his footsteps, the chances of pain may slim. Love is action, not words you throw about. I hope you realize soon, and I pray you figure it out. Shut your mouth. Slightly emotional one, I think. But it means we have to hold our family dear to us. I think that's where the world is going wrong, for me anyway, personally, is that when we say we want something or we create something, we have to look after it in a way where it has to have a hierarchy of importance. And unfortunately, if we want to draw things to us, we can't be at the top of the list. We have to be underneath. That's how I look at it anyway. That's my way of it. My way of thinking. As a professional footballer, trying to be your fittest, you don't put your comfort first. You put the result and what you're trying to achieve first. And I think that's the same with a relationship. There has to be a level, and it can't be one way, don't get me wrong, but there has to be a level of sacrifice. To me, love is sacrifice. So, yeah, that's why I wrote that anyway.